Have you ever pondered about the mysteries shrouding the life of King Tutankhamun, the boy king of ancient Egypt? King Tut, a name that echoes through the annals of history, a young pharaoh who ascended to the throne at an age when most children were just learning to read and write. His reign, though short-lived, left an indelible mark on the sands of time. Yet it's his death and the subsequent discovery of his intact tomb that catapulted him to unprecedented fame. A tomb filled to the brim with unimaginable treasures. And perhaps secrets buried deep within. Who was this boy king? What circumstances led to his early ascension? How did he die? And what secrets does his tomb hold? These are questions that have intrigued historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts alike. As we delve into the life and death of King Tutankhamun, we'll attempt to shed some light on these mysteries. Stay tuned as we unravel the enigmatic life and death of King Tutankhamun. Imagine being thrust into power at the tender age of 9. This was the reality for King Tut. In the annals of history, few ascensions to the throne have been as startling as that of Tutankhamun, commonly known as King Tut. He was just a boy, a mere 9 years old, when he inherited the throne of Egypt, following the death of his father, Akhenaten. Now picture the Egypt of that time. It was not a land of peace and prosperity, but rather a kingdom in the throes of political chaos and religious upheaval. Akhenaten, in his quest for religious reform, had abandoned the traditional gods of Egypt and introduced a single deity, Aten, leading to widespread discontent and instability. This was the turbulent world that young King Tut was thrust into, without warning or preparation. With the weight of the crown now resting on his small shoulders, King Tut found himself at the helm of a kingdom on the brink of collapse. But he was not alone. Given his tender age, he was surrounded by advisors, each with their own agendas and influences. The most prominent among these were his vizier, and Horemheb, the commander of the army. These two figures played pivotal roles in shaping the reign of King Tut, guiding and, at times, manipulating the young pharaoh. Inheriting a kingdom in turmoil was a daunting task for anyone, let alone a child. King Tut, however, rose to the challenge. With the guidance of his advisors, he began to navigate the treacherous waters of his reign, seeking to restore order and stability to his kingdom. But the question remains, how effective could a child king, guided and influenced by his advisors, be in navigating a kingdom riddled with political chaos and religious upheaval? The answer to that question is a tale as intriguing as it is tragic. So, a child king, influenced by advisors, navigates a kingdom in turmoil. But what could go wrong? Behind the golden mask, King Tut harbored secrets that were etched in his very bones. In the grandeur of the Egyptian empire, where pharaohs were seen as godlike figures, King Tutankhamun was no exception. Yet, beneath the embellished robes and the golden crown, he was a young boy grappling with health issues, a direct consequence of royal inbreeding. Now, let's delve deeper into the pharaoh's health. The royal families of ancient Egypt often intermarried to keep the bloodline pure, but this practice had dire consequences. King Tut was no stranger to these ill effects. His parents were siblings, and this close genetic relationship led to a myriad of health issues that plagued him throughout his short life. One such ailment was his club foot, a deformity that forced him to use a cane. Archaeologists discovered over 130 walking sticks in his tomb, signifying the severity of his condition. It was a condition that not only caused him pain, but also limited his mobility, a fact that must have been particularly frustrating for a young, energetic boy. Adding to his troubles, King Tut suffered from malaria, a disease that was rampant in ancient Egypt. It's believed that he might have contracted this disease multiple times during his lifetime, further weakening his already fragile health. Perhaps most tragically, King Tut suffered from bone necrosis. This painful condition occurs when the blood supply to the bones is disrupted, causing the tissue to die. This could have been a contributing factor to his untimely death at the tender age of 19. King Tut's health issues paint a picture of a young pharaoh who, despite his status and power, was not immune to the consequences of his family's misguided attempts to preserve their royal bloodline. His life was a paradox of divine reverence and human suffering. Even with all the power, King Tut's reign was marred by illness and pain. But his death still holds more secrets. More secrets that we will unravel in the next scene. So, stay tuned. The untimely death of King Tut continues to baffle historians. Was it an accident, illness, or something more sinister? Diving into the deep currents of history, we find ourselves amidst a multitude of theories surrounding the untimely demise of King Tut. The enigmatic pharaoh, whose reign was brief yet impactful, met his end under circumstances that have puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. One of the most widely accepted theories is that of a chariot accident. Some believe that King Tut, an avid charioteer, met his untimely end during a tragic mishap. Evidence of this theory can be traced back to the discovery of his mummified remains, which revealed a fractured leg and possible signs of infection. Could a chariot accident have resulted in these injuries, leading to his premature death? Yet, there's another theory that paints a more grim picture. Murder. Could it be possible that the young pharaoh was the victim of a palace conspiracy? Some scholars believe that those close to the king, perhaps driven by power or greed, might have orchestrated his demise. This theory, while chilling, lacks hard evidence, making it a topic of heated debate among historians. Recently, however, science has thrown some new light on this age-old mystery. DNA tests performed on King Tut's remains have unveiled a possible genetic disorder, combined with malaria, that could have ultimately led to his death. This revelation has certainly added a new dimension to the mystery, suggesting that the young king might have been battling illnesses alongside ruling a kingdom. Yet, despite these theories and scientific advances, the truth about King Tut's death remains elusive. Each theory presents its own set of questions, and with every attempt to solve the mystery, it seems we only dig deeper into a labyrinth of possibilities. The truth about King Tut's death may forever remain a mystery, buried deep within the sands of Egypt. Ever heard of the Pharaoh's curse? The one that brings death and disaster to those who dare disturb a king's rest? Let's delve into the eerie tale of the curse of King Tutankhamun's tomb. As the story goes, when archaeologist Howard Carter and his team first broke into the burial chamber of the boy king in 1922, they unknowingly unleashed a curse that had lain dormant for more than 3,000 years. The first to fall victim to the alleged curse was the expedition's financier, Lord Carnarvon. He died a mere 5 months after the tomb's opening, from an infected mosquito bite that turned into pneumonia. Rumors flew that the same mosquito bite was eerily mirrored on King Tut's mummified cheek. And Lord Carnarvon's death was just the beginning. Over the next few years, several people connected with the excavation met with strange and untimely ends. Radiologist Archibald Douglas Reed, who x-rayed Tutankhamun's mummy, died from a mysterious illness. Carter's secretary, Richard Bethel, was found smothered in his bed. Even Bethel's father reportedly threw himself off a building due to overwhelming grief. The media and public were quick to attribute these deaths and misfortunes to the curse of the pharaoh. But what does science have to say about it? Well, some researchers argue that ancient Egyptians used toxins on the walls of the tombs to deter grave robbers, which could have caused severe health problems for the tomb's discoverers. Others, however, are skeptical about the existence of the curse, attributing the deaths and misfortunes to mere coincidence and the product of overactive imaginations fueled by sensationalist media. Whether you believe in curses or not, the story of King Tut's curse adds another layer of mystery to his already enigmatic life. So, what have we learned about the boy king, King Tutankhamun? We've delved into his unexpected ascension to the throne, a young boy, thrust into the role of pharaoh, governing an ancient world. We've explored the physical ailments that plagued his short life, the deformities and illnesses that suggest his reign was far from comfortable or carefree. We've also pondered the enduring mystery of his death, a tale shrouded in suspicion and intrigue that continues to baffle historians and scientists alike. And who could forget the alleged curse of the pharaoh? A chilling tale that has endured throughout the ages, adding an extra layer of mystique to his legacy. The life of King Tutankhamun, though short, was packed with fascination and mystery. And while ongoing research continues to shed light on some aspects, there are secrets that might forever remain buried. Indeed, King Tutankhamun continues to captivate us with his life secrets, some of which might forever remain buried in the sands of time.